clock. There you go.
Whoa.
All right, here we go. This
Mm-hmm.
is it. This is the first guest. We number one. I promise you guys, it wouldn't just be me and Wagner. It's gonna be me and Wagner, like I said, every week. That's the family episodes every week. Never gonna change. But sometimes we have other people on the show, and this is one of the best. This is like a day one comedy guy. We started like around the same time,
Yeah.
at like the Spider House Ballroom is, late 2016 is like when I first saw you. Everybody, this is Hunter Duncan.
Hey, applause if you're listening.
Yeah. And we'll just like get some plugs out of the way for you. You guys, check out
Sure.
Fuck This House. That's just, I'll have him explain what that is in a sec. That's his YouTube series. Check out his Comedy Central stand-up tape. It's where, he's doing his best, and he's got a live show. If you live in Austin or if you're visiting, because this is like one of the only free cities in this country left, you should go Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Cherrywood Coffee House, 38th and a half Street, not 38th, 38.5. They have like big names coming through nowadays because everybody's moving here. So check out the live show. Check out the Comedy Central tape. Check out the little YouTube mini series, and let's just hang, brother.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, I feel like the whole hour should just be my intro. Please keep going. I don't know if there's anything else, but that was, Comedy Central thing. The only 10 minutes I've ever written. There you go. You can take a look. I will never get rid of it. Wow. So Sam, did you get, I don't even think you told me. So this podcast is, are you able to do this because the city of Austin gave you money for this?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I'm spending y'all's money, taxpayers. It's city of. I think it's not from Travis County. I think it's the city proper. So if you pay taxes in the city proper, like the 40% of your money that doesn't go to police killing lawsuits, like goes to like arts, and they gave like
this.
Yeah,
This is it. Man,
yeah,
if there wasn't already a reason to get the mayor out of office,
oh my God.
that literally, because I submitted for that because it was like a bond or something, right, or whatever it's called. What was it? Where you like a, not a scholarship, but like they whatever it's called, but they gave you. Yeah, I submitted for it, and they picked Sammy here so that you could get some money to, buy equipment and talk to your friends. I mean,
yeah. For context, the city had a creative workers bond. So if you were someone who did anything in the arts, whether you were one of those, burlesque dancers who only performed at Kick Butt Coffee, what a place, or if you did stand up, or if you did music, or whatever the hell you did, there's like a bond in the summer, this last summer, where you got like a couple grand if you could prove that you were part of the Austin art scene and that you should be given money to survive. They're like, you don't have to use it for rent and groceries. We'd like it if you used it. And I just explained to them, I really want to start a podcast with this premise. And so if you're wondering, should I be giving my ears to these guys? Just know that some bureaucrat thought,
right,
this could be something.
So, yeah, and no one gets comedy more than bureaucrats in low-level government. They were like, oh, okay, I like Zooming with my friends in Cleveland. You know what? Why don't I give money to this guy? Let him do that. Fuck Hunter and him. Trying to afford rent. Let's let Sam grow a mustache. Give him a platform that he can just showcase that he is the evil twin. I love that. It's because you have a twin brother. I feel like, and you have the mustache. I don't know why in movies they always the evil twin always has like some weird facial hair, like the
Yeah.
mustache or a dirty goatee. I feel like
Yeah.
you're just leaning into your persona, and I'm into that.
Yeah. Yeah, for the listeners, I have an identical twin. His name is Max. Don't look him up because then you'll stop following what I'm doing because he is just such a better person. Like he called me the other day. I don't want to like give his life away and dox him or whatever, but he's like going through like commissioned officer recruiting right now in the Navy, and he did like his another round of like there's a thing called MEPS, which is like the exam where like they make you like jerk off and test your blood and test your piss and yeah, apparently they test your
There's a
cum.
test where you jerk off.
Yeah, they like test your cum to see if there's like whatever's in it. I don't know why they would want it, but they want it to make super soldiers in the future. And
Is
like,
part of the test like how you jerk off? Like, is it you think
yeah,
are they looking at speed? Do you think they'd want you to be longer? Like, how long can you last jerking off? Or
yeah,
is it like,
you
I want to
edge,
get in, get it done. I want it coming in 4 seconds.
right? Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, they're like, do you keep they probably film you doing everything, so they're like, let's see what the pubes are they jar-headed, crude, like clean kempt, or are they all over the place? I don't know. But he told me that they made him jerk off into a cup, and it's like, I don't think that was for the military. I think that
Into a
was
cup? Like
yeah,
a
they
coffee
told him.
cup?
Yeah, just apparently like the recruiter, they had a recruiter there. The guy just handed him, just chugged a latte and said, "Here's a venti cup, fill it up, kid."
Whoa.
Yeah, right.
Venti. Hey, if he's filling
Venti.
up a Venti, get him in the
Yeah,
army. That's fun to think about that everyone with military experience, there is a video of them jerking off that we could find.
probably so. And that's probably how they keep you to not go AWOL, is that they'll release that clip.
I
Don't
feel
go
like
Snowden on us. Don't go
it'd be
Snowden
very,
on us.
yeah, it'd be very sexist though if they only asked the men to jerk off.
Oh,
I
everybody's got to.
feel like everyone. Okay, so the women have to do that as well.
And our non-binary troops, they're out there
Good.
blasting whatever they got.
Well, yeah, that's you do what you have to do, and wow, that's
Well, it's because the military is like no matter what your gender is, you deserve to get underpaid and purchase a Dodge Challenger with this money.
right,
I feel
right.
like that's like what
And
everyone in the
jerk off
military does.
until you fill up this cup,
Right.
ladies included. Ladies got to fill up the cup too.
Everybody's got to squirt.
Everyone,
As a
yeah.
Navy SEALs squirt.
Yeah, just a
Uh,
reminder, City of Austin funded podcast talking about the military. I'm just every
oh
time
yeah.
we talk about something that is awesome, like anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're kind of harping on the fact that I got the money and you didn't.
Oh, I'm furious about it. Yeah, this is actually why I came on as a platform for me to take you down a notch and for them. No, it was. I'm
Yeah.
glad you got it.
I've
And
had I've had a weird year. I've either had like excellent luck or like the worst luck. Like I don't want to get into like all the bad things or whatever that's
you
happened.
got to get into them. Come on,
Fine,
that's what the pod is for. Give me the worst.
true.
Give me
I
the
just went
worst thing.
went through like a existential crisis and like broke up with someone who I thought I was gonna share the rest of my life with or whatever, and all that dumb, meanerless stuff. That stuff don't
Yeah,
matter.
that is dumb and meaningless. Yeah.
Yeah, I just couldn't do comedy and considered not doing it anymore, and took a bunch of practice LSATs and like was like, wow, maybe I could like serve the world, being like, because like got scores good enough to get into law schools if I actually had taken the thing, and it's like, oh wow, I could be like a public defender for like the county attorney's office, and then it's like, nah, I'm gonna apply for a grant to see if I can get like money to podcast, and it happened, so it's like, all right,
All
just gonna
right.
do that.
Fuck law school. I'm gonna be
Absolutely.
a professional podcaster. Hey, I mean that's all of a sign I would need. Yeah, it's. I feel like everyone's going through an existential crisis. I've been sitting at home thinking about every bad decision I've made that has led me here to sitting on a couch on a Monday at 3 p.m. and being
Bro,
like, yeah, I'm available. Yeah, I've got
Hunter,
nothing going on.
every time I talk to you, I feel like it ends it halfway through the conversation. Like, so how's life going? You're like, just haven't been sleeping, man. Just haven't been sleeping. And I'm like,
Right.
yeah. And you go, yeah, just you know, really wondering what I'm doing with my life. And then you'll just be like, yeah, but we got a great lineup at Cherrywood Coffee House tonight. It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
feel like every
exactly.
time I see you at the gym or we talk on the phone, it's
Hmm.
the immediate brush of like clearly you're up at night, just worried, and it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah, but I can distract myself with like stand-up comedy and a dog that I got recently.
Right. That's 100%. It's all just tricking myself into. I mean, honestly, that weirdly is kind of one of my life mottos is, or something I've started adhering to after moving back to Austin a few years ago, was, yeah, just trying to be like, as soon as I do this weird thing where if I am being negative about something, I immediately tell myself, all right, now say two nice things about whatever it is that's going on. So if I'm like shitting on my life and I'm just like, ugh, it sucks, I'm broke, everything is terrible, what am I doing? And then you just stop and be like, all right, now say two nice things. And I'll be like, you know what? I've got, this. I mean, right now I can't think of two nice things. I'm circling the
I
drain.
can think of
But
something nice. I can
if
think like
what?
for instance, you're the first guest period on the show, but you're also the first guest to be a COVID positive currently in quarantine person. You got
That's right.
COVID, we're doing it remotely, and you're right now quarantining as a result, but that's a negative, right? But here's the positive. One,
Okay.
you got the antibodies, and two, you've lost a lot of weight on your face, and your cheekbones they're really coming out like diamonds, dude. They're sharp, dude. Looking
Woo!
great.
You know what? This is what I needed. This is
Yeah,
making it
exactly.
all worth it. Okay. Well, thank you. Now, you know what? Yeah, I did get COVID, like a week ago. It's
You
what you
got it
get. You,
from
yeah,
local
don't trust
drywaller
any,
Jake Rowe.
right. Don't trust anyone named Jake. That's just really a life lesson I feel like everyone can benefit from. No one named Jake. Just cut them all out of your life. If you know anyone named Jake, if you're related to someone named Jake, just preemptively axe them out. But yes, he gave me COVID, and then he told after I got it, I was like, dude, how did you? I mean, that's crazy. That I don't know how you. He goes, oh well, I mean, I had some symptoms for like a few days leading up before I saw you, but I didn't. I was like, he goes, I just thought it was allergies, and I was like, you son of a bitch. But yeah, I can't taste or smell, which
No way. That was gonna be
is
my next question. Was can you taste or smell? Because I saw you
no.
drinking a Waterloo that was like apricot flavored, and it's like no one likes that flavor. He clearly
Oh,
doesn't
it's
have it.
garbage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and but you don't care no more because you can't taste anything.
I can't taste anything. Weirdly though, like I'll eat stuff and I can. It's like mentally, I'm like I was eating like corn with barbecue sauce on it because I'm a fucking gourmet, and in my head, like I can't taste it, but your brain remembers what it tastes like, and so you're like, it's weird, dude. It's this is all this is all fucked up, but yeah, yep, that's can't taste or smell, and that's been a real bummer, but. Hopefully it never comes back because I've been eating a lot less because I'm like, I don't fucking, it doesn't matter. I don't
Look,
care.
and no one's gonna tell you to tell anyone that we should promote anorexia as a weight
Right.
loss option
Well,
or as a lifestyle option. But if you are really worried about weight gain during quarantine, maybe the virus is gonna like make you lose taste, and you're like, look, no one's telling you not to eat anymore, but you don't want to eat ice cream anymore because you can't taste it. So ice
yeah,
cream is probably just mush if it's not sweet, and that can't be positive. So it's like, well, I guess I'm just gonna eat, an apple instead.
yeah, yep. I
Yeah,
mean, exactly. You can
just
do
get
that, start
COVID.
eating ass. I mean, now is the
Yes.
time for me to start getting into eating ass. And so that's actually my goal for 2021. Now that I can't taste or smell, is
Eat more ass.
it does make me a little nervous though, because I live with my lovely girlfriend that I'm just like, man, I can't tell if I'm gross. I can't tell. I can't, I can't smell anything. And yeah, I don't know. Well, okay, so you said you went through some of the worst and then some of the best luck. What's the best thing that happened?
The best luck's got to be also getting out of the relationship, and then she's not gonna listen to this. Don't worry
That's
about it.
the good. That's the best and the worst.
Yeah, she's not gonna listen to it, so it doesn't
Well,
matter.
yeah, I mean, fuck her, but yeah, it's I don't,
She's a
I don't
nice
care.
human being. She's a nice human being, but
All right, you know what?
eh,
She's not gonna listen to it. Tell
she's
her
not
to go
gonna
fuck
listen to it.
herself. All
So
right.
yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
But also winning the no, I'll say earn it. I earned that grant money to podcast.
Go fuck yourself. All right. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. That's great.
Sure.
I mean, I'm glad
Um,
you got it. It kept you
that'll
from going to
be
law school.
yeah. Instead of squandering a talent to serve the community,
Right.
and instead the community rewarded me by squandering my talents years prior, provided them stand-up clips, and then they're saying, "Yeah, you should do." I don't know if that's what they really want me to do anymore. Maybe it was out of pity. Maybe they're like, "This guy, we looked at his
Oh,
comedy; he's really bad. He's gonna
he's
starve."
he's circling the drain. He is really, he's not gonna make it another week. Just give him the fucking
Yeah,
money because
yeah,
at this point, yeah. Yeah, no,
yeah,
I probably had too much hope in my submission, and I
yeah.
think that was my problem. Yeah,
Oh
I'll
yeah.
take that. But
But the other good luck is I won like a 65-inch 4K TV for free. Like, yeah,
wow,
yeah,
really?
yeah. It's
How did
pretty
you
dumb.
fucking just win a TV?
I like signed a lease with an apartment, and like, dude, like no one lives in this building, and they were really desperate to like get people to live here at the time. Now people live here, but at the time it was like empty, and so they were like
Hmm.
giving away like free rent if you enter a raffle or like a free TV and shit. So I won a TV, and I live in like a really really small studio. And then when they
Yeah.
told me to win, I won the TV. They're like, based on your floor plan, the prize was a 65-inch 4K, but your floor plan is very small. So if you want to get a smaller TV, we can totally do that so it accommodates your place. And I was like, absolutely not. No, no, no.
Yeah. Fuck
Yeah.
that. I'll cover
Right?
up half
Fuck
the
that.
door. I don't care. Fuck a fire
Yeah.
escape. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Dude,
bigger than the wall that it's
God,
like
that's
up
sick.
against. So it like if it's on the wall, like wings, like it's still like you have to like watch when you turn the corner to go into like the closet and bathroom area. It's
What's it
it's
re?
like
That's awesome. What's it retail? What's it sell for? I know you looked it up.
what's
You
that?
got to look it up. What's it
Oh,
sell? What's it
absolutely.
like? What was the value?
Retail at Best Buy was like 575 with like Black Friday. So yeah,
Oh, that
it's
was
like
the
a
Black Friday
$60 TV.
price.
Yeah, so like with tax, I mean it's like
Oh,
probably
I
like
bet that
620.
would. Dude, that's yeah. Dude, how is that? How is a 65-inch TV $600? I mean, that's a lot of money,
I mean,
but I don't know why. Dude, TVs. I thought TVs were like $3,000, $5,000. I don't know. It's been a
oh
while.
well, nowadays there's only like it is if you buy Sony. Like I like how old is your TV? Like when was the last time you bought a TV?
I actually the last TV I got, I won also, and
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, I haven't bought a TV in forever, but
Well,
yeah.
how'd you win that TV?
There was an Oscar, like the Academy Awards. They I guess beforehand, one of the popular things to do is they'll put everyone who's nominated for every category. There's like 23 categories, and so there's like I don't know 5 or 6 options for each, and then you guess who you think's going to win each of those. And one of the bars in Austin has like a big event where you can submit it, and then whoever gets the most right gets like a TV or something, and they do like the top 3 winners, and
Yeah.
I won. I beat everybody, and I got the fucking TV. I
Yeah.
didn't guess it right. A buddy of mine who's in film, I was like, hey, who would you pick for these? So
Was
he
it?
picked them all, and
Yeah.
then he was like, what the fuck, man? Are you gonna give me? I was like, what, are you gonna give you half of the TV? Go fuck yourself. But
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
I love Austin in that our bars are more known to like have watch parties for like the Oscars and like dumb office trivia instead of the Super Bowl.
yeah, yeah. Oh, 100%.
I hate
Yeah,
this now sometimes. It's great. It's great.
yeah. Oh yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah,
So we're just a couple of TV winners over here, but yeah, man, like Sony's the only TV that like will make a TV that's over $1,000 now. They're like the only TV like there. It's just that like you can make a TV so cheap now that like there's only room for one luxury TV, and that's Sony. And so
Yeah.
like I have a Samsung, which is like the rung just underneath Sony, and then it just precipitously falls to like LG, Toshiba, Lenovo, TCL. Like
Hmm.
really, it falls really fast. The drop off is steep, so. I don't know. Like the Sony, I mean they'll make like like $10,000 TVs still that you can get at Best Buy that are crazy. Like
Yeah.
Ultra 4K Crystal UK or something like that. It's like they just keep adding letters.
Yeah.
Which
Hell yeah. I would,
I don't know. Like, is your TV 4K?
no, no, dude, my TV is fucking. I mean, yeah, it's. I mean, the new one. I guess I won. No, I don't think so. I mean, it's like a TCL
It's probably
smart
1080p.
TV, but
Yeah, it's probably
I mean, it
1080p.
works well. I don't
But,
know. All
but
right,
it's not worth getting a 4K. Like I would never buy one. I won this for
right.
free because the only thing that's in 4K like is like
Porn.
Brazzers,
Yeah,
and then
we're going
like
to the same spot. Yeah, porn. Yeah,
Brazzers and like Joe Rogan are like the only things that are made in 4K. Like TV studios don't make even HBO. No one makes anything in 4K. And the only like movies that are like 4K is like DreamWorks, like Shrek 5 or whatever. It's like nothing I
yeah,
would ever watch. Nothing's in
yeah.
4K.
I would, Shrek 5. Anyway, all right. We're
Yeah.
talking about
This is boring.
TVs.
So,
Let's talk
yeah.
about. Are you on the? So, are you back on the dating apps?
Uh, you know,
Some quarantine
I
swiping?
don't, no. I downloaded them out of like self-esteem, but
Sure.
I'm in no mood to like even, just not in the mood to like really do anything with anyone, man. I'm like loving living alone and just like not answering to somebody after like I don't want to like I was in a relationship where I was like a caretaker for somebody, and after
Yeah.
you're just like not living for yourself for like a year, and it's
Yeah.
like I'd rather just like not. And not to say that like everyone out there is someone who's like needing. Obviously, it's any relationship is supposed to be like y'all taking care of each other. But I'm not trying to talk about how my ex was someone who couldn't take care of themselves completely. But it's just like
You are so back and forth. You're like, I was the kid. I mean, we were both were
I'm
taken
being
care of.
well,
Just give me the decisive. Come on, give me that hot podcast
the
take.
hot
Like,
pocket is
yeah.
that like after just being a kid.
I was holding her above water, and I was like, you know what? Go fucking drown. All right, I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
What's it say on? So you downloaded it. Do you have anything on your little bio? Do you have any?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, so do you go serious? That was one of the things I
No.
never understood when I was on them. If because I would do different things and just get no response. So, but it was like if I'm like, hey, I'm a cool dude. I like bicycles and kites and whatever,
Yeah.
or
Cool.
you do something stupid like it's like, oh, penguins are the raccoons of the ocean or something. I mean, it's like what the some people
Yeah.
just go one of two ways.
Yeah. Some people act like they're so. I mean, my dating life isn't interesting, so I got to preface that with any like. I guess that's why I was dancing around the subject earlier. Is that I don't think that like my dating life is even interesting. So if someone's listening, I guess they can just know that it's really, really non-existent right now. But like, what's fun is like the dating app. Like you said, some people just take it too seriously. So it's I don't know, like just if you go on, like it's so funny, like on Bumble, you know, I look at it and it's like everyone's like, for some reason they feel like women feel like guys are gonna know what ENFP or like INTJ means, like all
Yeah,
those
yeah,
like all those acronyms. Like I don't care what any of those mean. Like like just are you like a fun hang or not? Like that's
yeah.
like
Oh, I mean, yeah, that would be nice if people just were like, you know what, I'm really not that much fun to hang out with, and I do chew with my mouth open. That's what they
dude.
should do. Is they
Yeah,
should say the worst parts about yourself, so that
yeah,
people can be like, can I put up with that?
yeah.
Is that,
Absolutely. Give us the
yeah,
red
and
flags
then
up front, and
yeah,
you'll
like
figure out what. Yeah.
So what would your so mine would probably be I have no flaws. But if I
Yeah.
were to really dig deep and just like, um, yeah, I guess I one of the things like I don't know, it's not a flaw, but it's more just like a weird quirk that there's something called misophonia, which is
Yeah.
essentially the sound of
Yeah.
people chewing or like smacking their food will like it literally sends me into a rage. Like it is like the
Yeah.
symptoms of it is you
Yeah.
hear it and it's suicidal thoughts and like extreme hatred. And yeah, I think well, that would be the most sad suicide note that I could write. It's just like baby carrots, this bitch wouldn't
Yeah.
put them down, and so I had to fucking. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what would yours be the worst
I mean, I
or
agree
like
with
to
this
put up with?
concept. I agree with this concept in general. We should just tell people instead of like trying to make your most interesting self on the profile, you should and like letting everybody know what your zodiac sign is, like that matters. What you should be doing is letting someone know what they're in for, and then they themselves can go, "Can I stomach this?" And like
Right.
that's absolutely what it should be. And so for me, it would be like, I mean, there's a laundry list, but like,
Oh yeah. I'll dig
uh,
yours, right?
yeah, I eat like plain Greek yogurt, like by itself, no toppings. I mean, that's like
I mean, that's weird. That's
it's
weird. Come on, give me the. Come on, what's something that it's like?
wild night terrors. I'm a violent sleeper. Like,
Are you?
oh yeah, dude, I kick in my sleep. I will stand up. I'll stand up and like I won't sleepwalk, but I've been told that I will like stand up out of the bed like a Vietnam War vet,
Oh my
and then
god.
just like go and then like go back to bed like violent sleeper. That's like
Yeah.
so that I don't know any of it, but like that's been happening since I was like in the first grade, being a sleep stander.
Wow.
Um,
That's not the same as eating plain yogurt. Okay, that's the better one. That's the one you put up there. That's the
yeah,
yeah, that you've been known to do some domestic violence in your sleep, which doesn't count
doesn't count.
if you're sleeping, right? Doesn't
Absolutely.
count after 12 a.m. Yeah.
Shout out Ray
So
Rice. It doesn't count. He was asleep in that elevator. Yeah.
R.I.P.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I've had night terrors a couple of times that I mean they're I mean so wait, so yours night terrors or do you just not remember them?
I don't remember any of it. I'll like
Oh,
wake up
really?
refreshed and like the girl who was in bed will be like, "Are
Nice.
you okay? Who hurt you when you were young?" And it's like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "You stood up in the middle of the night twice and then you just muttered in your sleep and you like thrashed around and like whimpered like a dog and then would like stand up again." And it's just like, "Oh my God." Like I
Jesus.
don't know, like a POW, like I was
Wow.
like I was
That's
on.
crazy.
Dude, my pillow talk is John McCain level, okay? Like
Wow,
I'm not
yeah.
there getting my legs bashed in my sleep.
Uh-huh.
Uh, okay, now we're actually cooking with gas. I feel like we were just catching up in quarantine because like we don't see anybody anymore. Now we're cooking with
Right.
gas. So
Yeah,
that's the
now
third. What?
so
Okay,
I've had night terrors. My cousin would whenever we would have
Alex.
Christmas. Yeah, Alex.
Yeah,
He whenever we would all get together in our families for Christmas at our grandmother's house, we would always have to sleep in the same room. And
yeah.
he
I
has
get that vibe from y'all.
yeah,
Y'all were like extended family, and you guys were the cousins who had to like sit next to each other and stuff.
yeah, problem children, right?
Yeah,
It's just like let these two idiots who are gonna just yeah, exactly. So he has these night terrors that are another level where he is legit violent. And I just remember one time he woke up and I just heard him saying like, "What the fuck are you doing? Huh? Who do you think you are?" And I was like, and it woke me up, and I was like, "Hey, Alex, are you talking to me?" And he was like, "What did you just say? Who are you?" And I was like, "Dude, I don't think I know." And then he jumps on me, and he's big. He played like football in college as a linebacker, and he just jumped and started hitting me, and yeah, and then I was like, I don't want to sleep with him anymore. But yeah,
dude.
that's
What I like is that you made your your cousin, Mark Wahlberg, when he's talking in his sleep. You're
Yeah.
like, what'd you say to me?
What?
You're like
What?
making him like,
Who?
what the fuck you say to me? Like you're
Yeah.
like making him like Wahlberg, like he's out there in the streets, like hate criming, you know?
Yeah, oh yeah, he was. Yeah. Oh, he's stabbing, poor Asian men with a
Or
stick.
that was
That's
like
Mark
one of the
Wahlberg.
most, yeah. Have you read his Wikipedia page,
No, is
Mark
it on
Wahlberg?
there?
Oh, what's fucked up is like
Oh,
one
I
of the
think I have
guys.
read it.
One of the things that's fucked up is that he was like he hate crimed a Vietnamese guy, right? And he
Uh-huh.
like told him like this is for Vietnam, and like obviously like he wasn't even born when the Vietnam War happened. Maybe he was, but like the Vietnamese guy who he hate crimed, actually served in the U.S. military against the Viet Cong. So like he literally fought against the Viet Cong, and he was a Vietnamese American. It's like, dude, like what the
Yeah,
fuck, Marky Mark, dude, like what?
classic,
This is
classic
gonna
Mark
ruin
Wahlberg.
Wahlburgers for me forever, you know?
Yeah, yep. If you needed a reason to eat at Subway instead of Wahlburgers.
Let's
Oh wait,
not
not
go that
Subway, not Subway
route.
either. I didn't even want to. That wasn't on purpose. All right, you know
Well, I
what?
mean,
Just stay away
Subway's.
from food in general. Get
There's a
COVID.
lot of. I mean, there's a lot of people who would rather be molested than eat Subway, right? Like a
Sure.
lot of.
No, that's
Yeah,
valid. Yeah, one of those wet 6-inch turkey subs. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
right. And it's not wet. I mean, well, let's not get into why wet. It's wet, but it's
yeah,
not. Yeah.
yeah. So, you told me recently that you, for fun, read a history book, like a textbook.
Oh yeah, this is also like on the dating app profile. Like I explained to them like that I'm profoundly boring. Like I received a Oxford University British history textbook for Christmas, and
Hmm.
opposed to just like throwing it in the garbage, I decided to read it cover to cover. So like it's like 500 AD when like the Romans land on England, all the way to like the Cold War of 1980. So it's like over 1,500 years of British history, and yeah, I read it within like 2 weeks.
What
Like it was just
fucking, what terrible ass family member got you a Christmas
yeah,
gift of of a textbook? What did you do something wrong? What?
absolutely. Well, yeah, I mean, I
I
don't
mean,
call it. Yeah, I
sure.
mean, come on, yeah.
I mean, come on over
That
here.
let's just say last time I went home, the medicine cabinet was a little lighter before
Yeah, there you
before I
go.
got there. But
Steal medicine, kids.
yeah,
All
that's
right.
old. That's the old me though. That the pill me. That's the old me, dude.
Nice.
I'm
Well, it's their
clean.
fault for leaving it out there. I mean,
It really, I
a
mean,
real pillhead knows you always hide your good pills, and it's a real cocky of parents to be like, yeah, I'll just put it in the medicine cabinet.
I
Nobody's
think
gonna take it. Who do you think you are, huh? Don't tempt me like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, yeah. My parents were always like the kind of parents who were like, my kids don't take liquor from the liquor cabinet. And it's like, yeah, because their son Sam was going somewhere else, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's the liquor's not gone. Yeah, but the gun cabinet's a little light, over here, and the
Yeah, sure. Well,
pills and guns.
now I'm Dylan Claiborne over here.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, that's yeah. Wait, so you put that on your dating profile? Okay, so you really go all in. Do you put on there that you are into edging?
No, but see again, that's the old me, dude. I'm the
Oh, you're not into
2021
edging
Sam.
anymore?
Dude, I'm post edging. Yeah, yeah.
Bro.
If anyone is watching or listening to this who doesn't know what edging is, pause, look it up.
No, no, just tell them. Just tell them. Isn't
It's
it just essentially where you are hooking up and you just try to delay getting off as long
oh
as you
no,
can?
I don't do this. I don't do this with like chicks that I'm hooking up with. No, no, no. It's when I'm alone. You know.
You jerk yourself close and then stop?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah.
That
No, I'm
sounds like a
definitely.
torture.
I mean, there's a reason why I'm medicated nowadays, dude. Like,
That's got to be the first sign. Like, do you enjoy jerking off not to come? That's
yeah. I mean, I don't enjoy good things. It's like I was like Emilio Babo,
mhm.
local deadbeat comic. He also hosts the live show with you. He
Hell
he
yeah.
works. Yeah. Yeah, he works with me, and like by like 2 weeks of getting to know me, because like before we worked together, we were just like guys who did comedy and we're like acquaintances,
Yeah.
and we were like stacked, rushed. Like we're both. I'm a line cook, and I had like 20 tickets on the board, right? So it's just like this is hell. And he just turns to me and he's like, "You don't enjoy good things, do you?" And like kept going back to work, but like. And it's true, I don't. Like I don't
Yeah.
let myself enjoy things. And I think that part of jerking off, and has to be something that's like confounded in like something with the Lutheran faith, that I don't allow myself to enjoy good things. But yeah, for like years I just like would jerk off like on Pornhub, a JOI, a jerk off instructional video that like where they're like telling you like, all right, keep going. So like the chick is like, keep going, keep going, keep going, stop. And she's like, and if you fucking like, and they're just like threatening you not to bust, and then they finally, after like 25 minutes, give you like a countdown, like 10 down to 10 to 1, and it's just like, yeah, it just kind of like fucked me up for sex because if we were in bed together from this is as a public service apology, a PSA. A public apology. If we were together from 2018 to 2020, and I didn't bust, it's not because I thought you were ugly. It's because I was torturing myself before we met, and
Well,
like,
dude, that sounds like a good. I didn't know you I mean, so now you can control it. You can kind of like hold it and like last forever, kind of thing.
sure, I guess. I'm not hooking up with
Well,
anyone right now, but hypothetically
right.
speaking, yeah, I'm just a broken robot dick of a person.
Well,
Just
oh, okay. So you just can't get off at all now. Like,
no,
or I
I
mean,
can.
you could hook up with girl. So wait, so
Hey, you
you
know what it
would,
takes now, Hunter? Hunter, you know what it takes now?
yeah. What?
Love.
Oh, fuck. That's the
No,
fucking worst thing.
no,
I would
no.
prefer it to be like, yeah, I need to get choked with my dad's underwear or something. Not
I
that's
asked him,
worse.
hey, do you have a motorcycle? Cool. Can you detach the chain? Like,
Yeah, there you go. Take that chain off. Really, really hurt me. Wow. So, so you're not into edging anymore. So you just like are over now. You're like, yeah, let's fucking get off.
yeah, I'm not about that life anymore, Hunter. I gave up
Damn.
benzos and I gave up edging in 2019, and then in 2021, I've given up. Well, I don't know. Oh yeah, that's what I would give up for Lent. Oh, that'd be so funny because like Ash Wednesday's around the corner. What do you get up for Lent? Edging.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're just gonna. I'm just gonna bust
I'm
like a
gonna bust
normal.
all the time
I'm
now.
gonna jerk off to. Yeah, that's what a giving. What a sacrifice you
But
have
I mean,
made.
if you are a premature ejacker out there, maybe you should give up busting for Lent.
Yeah.
Yeah, do yourself a favor and whoever you're with a favor, and just
Every girl I'm with, whether she wants to or not, she normally has to give up busting. When she's with me, hey,
yeah,
all
yeah,
right,
yeah. That's right,
self-sacrifice.
baby.
Uh, yeah,
I mean,
that's
but that is you can agree with me here that
hmm,
if you're under if you're still in your like mid to young 20s, the best sex out there is y'all are both you know pretty unenthusiastic about the date. Six vodkas, sodas here and there, maybe just you, probably just you. She's had like two, and then you just guys just go home. You guys fuck for like an hour, and no one busts, and you're not really having sex as much as you are just simulating intimacy.
did you say this is the best sex for when you're in your early 20s? Because that sounds terrible. That sounds I don't. Sam, we got to reform you a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Now I'm seeing a
You
trend
know how
now.
it is. You have sex for an hour. She's very drunk. You're very drunk,
No, no, no.
and
If anything, she's probably stone cold sober, and you're probably,
you're
you
all
probably
right.
snuck half a pressed Klonopin, and
Oh,
and
okay.
a bunch of vodka, and you're just, y'all are just both, waiting for this to eventually fizzle out after three more dates.
The joy that you bring to the, every relationship. You should write that. You should put that on your dating profile. Let's burn this candle that we both know is going to burn out soon. We might as well burn it together.
Yeah,
There you
right.
go.
The
I wrote it.
joy
That's a
of
quote.
sex.
The joy of terrible sex. Wow. Well, that's good. What kind of do you have pictures on your dating profile? Well, I mean,
I
you have to,
do.
right?
Yeah, of
What are they?
course. Yeah.
They are they you with the mustache, or is that a fun little surprise for them when they meet you?
That's a surprise if and when they meet me.
Oh,
You know,
what a joy!
well, the stash is, this is only the stash is like
I like
maybe
the
where
stash.
it's like 2 weeks in.
I like it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
I've already forgotten what my upper lip looks like.
yeah. Well, I mean,
It's,
you can look at your identical twin brother, and that'll refresh your memory.
I mean, he's the guy who had the stash out of us. I grew the stash out of solidarity because for all these like naval intelligence interviews that he's doing, he has to be clean shaven and in a suit, so he shaved his
Mm.
stash. And he's had a stash since like we were 20, 21 maybe. So for like
Oh,
the last
really?
like yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
he's
he's
a
had a stash.
mustache guy.
Oh yeah, and maybe even really that. Maybe like 19 or 20, he became a stash guy. Like
Wow,
he
that
wasn't just like
is,
a he wasn't like a hipster. Like he
yeah,
wasn't doing it
like
to
an ironic
ironically.
mustache. He's like
Yeah, no,
really,
no. He wasn't doing it to ironically get laid in East Austin at Hotel Vegas. He was doing it because in his kindred spirit, he is a mustache guy.
wow. That's
Yeah,
that's an interesting type of guy. That's
right.
wow. Well, good for him. That's
I so I'm doing it out of solidarity since he can't have a stash. You know,
well, that's nice of you.
I
Yeah,
guess. I mean, also just pure boredom. I mean, as soon as like I get bored with it, it's gone. But
yeah,
for now, I'm like loving the Ned Flanders life, dude. I'm
yeah.
just sober as fuck.
You're
I'm like,
sober?
yeah, man. I haven't gotten drunk since New Year's Eve.
Wow.
So we're like 4 or 5 weeks now.
Are you stopping forever, or is it just
Nah, I don't know, man.
you're
It's
just
just
trying
not
to ride it
fun.
out?
It's just not fun to drink alone. I mean, in
Oh, well,
quarantine.
yeah.
So like, well, you're probably proving me wrong here. You Irish bastard. But like, I don't know, man. Like, how many times have you gotten drunk in quarantine? Can you count?
Well, if I bet you I could on, like we Anya, because I live with my girlfriend. I don't know. I mean, she probably drinks a little bit more than I do. But a few times we've gone over to like another couple who's been pretty good about quarantining.
Sure.
To their house, and then we'll like play a stupid board game, and so we'll do that, and then we'll have a few drinks. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely I'm not a drink by myself type of person, but yeah, I mean, I
Tell me
get
the
it.
story about. I think someone told me a story about you in New York, how you like went to like the tracks, like the horse tracks, and
Oh
like
yeah,
tell me that story. I've heard this story is like insane. Yeah.
well,
Oh, by the
yeah.
way, for
So
listeners, Hunter Duncan was well, I guess you would be like a Hell's Kitchen, Madison Avenue type guy. A thin district New York guy when you were in New York.
I mean, it was I mean, it was more kind of I didn't work on Wall Street and stuff. It was more like commercial real estate, finance stuff. But yeah, it was. But all the douchiness, all the things that you would
Oh,
hate about those guys, yeah, I was 100% that. And I went to they have this. It's called the Hunt. It's this horse race in New Jersey, and
hell
this
yeah.
this dude that I worked with invited me. Some of his old like college buddies were getting a party bus to go out to this thing, and it's this super preppy, douchey. If a bomb fell on that horse race, no one would be missed. It's a whole bunch of pastel shorts and people do these tailgates that it's not a. I mean, it's a bunch of people.
Doing
Yeah, just
coke at
like
a porta
rolling out.
potty.
Yeah, it's like champagne and stuff. It's way over the top. So we take this party bus out there, and I had never had Four Loco before, and they were like, here's a Four Loco. They gave me two Four Locos, and I chugged both of them at 7:30 in the morning because that's how early it was. We had to get out there. I don't remember anything. Like I can kind of remember bits and pieces, but I remember at one point uh, I ran onto the track to try to run in the middle of the track. So it's the horses run around, and then in the middle it's a party area as well as the outside. And so I was like, oh, I'm gonna run across while the horses were
No.
stampeding
What?
down, and because I was like, oh, I can make it. And the security guard had to.
These literal thoroughbreds.
Oh, idiot! I mean, I probably would have died if the security guard didn't tackle me and then drag me back.
Yeah.
And then so it's like spotty. Then I essentially like just black out, and I stop remembering things. Probably
Your last memory, hold on. So your last memory was thinking, I'm gonna run around across the track, and a security guard tackles you, stops you.
right. Well, I mean, not run around the track. I was just running from across to get into
Run
the
through
end.
it. Run through it. I'm not. Yeah. No. I wasn't expecting you to run in tandem with the horse.
I can take that stupid ass horse. So
I'm gonna punch
essentially,
that horse in the face.
yeah, exactly. So essentially, I stopped remembering things around like 11 a.m. And then I
Great sentence, first of all.
Yeah. And then I wake up. Suddenly, I wake up. I just come to, and I come to, and I see a clock in front of me, and it says, and it's 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I like look around the room. I'm like, where am I? And it's all white, and I realize I'm in a hospital room, and I'm by myself. And I look down, and I'm wearing a gown. All my clothes are gone. I'm wearing just this gown, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? It's like out of a movie, like somewhere you just get drugged and then wake up somewhere else. And so I try to stand up, and I can't because I'm handcuffed to the gurney. And I'm like, oh my God, I have no idea what is happening.
Dude,
And the nurse,
I love that. I remember I went to a hospital one time because my brother's fucking appendix ruptured, and we walked by his room, or we walked by other beds to get to his room, and there was two different people who were handcuffed to the fucking hospital bed. I love that visual. I love that visual.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always such a good guy, is the guy who's handcuffed.
Yeah.
So sorry, I keep going.
And also, no. It's I was alone, and then so like the nurse comes in eventually, and I'm like, oh hey, what's up? And I can tell she hates me. I'm like, oh, I'm trying to be nice, and I'm like, and I was like, hey, where am I? And she was like, oh, you're in, I think it was like Somerset, New Jersey. And I was like, well, how did I get here? And she said, well, the police found you 4 miles from the racetrack in a residential neighborhood where I was trying to open somebody's house front door because I needed to use the bathroom. And so they called the police, and then the police showed up, and I was evidently falling down and whatever, and making them laugh because I was such an idiot and I was such a mess that they were like, all right, rather than, I mean, this is the epitome of white privilege. They gave me a choice. They said, we can either take you to jail or we can take you to the hospital. And I'm smart, so I said, I'll go to the hospital. So I was like, so I asked the nurse, I'm like, so am I under arrest? And she was like, no. And I said, well, why am I handcuffed to the gurney? And she said, oh, well, after the second time that you ripped the IV out of your arm and then tried to run out of the hospital because I yelled, quote unquote, I refuse to be raped by your $100 ER copay. And I had to get tackled by another security guard at the hospital, that they felt the need to hold me to the doctor. And so I was like, okay, well, that's a bummer. And then so she leaves, and then like 15 minutes later, the girl I was dating walks in, and I'm like, whoa, hey, what are you doing? And then she's mad, and she said, yeah. And
she said, we went to go enjoy horses, and my boyfriend is handcuffed to a hospital.
Well, so she wasn't even there. She was she was back in New York, going to like hanging out with one of her friends. And so I was like, oh, what are you doing here? And she was like, oh, well, she said she had called my phone, and a girl answered, and she said, "Can I?" And so the girl I was dating was like, "Hey, can I talk to Hunter?" And the girl said, "Why? Who's this?" And the girl said, and my girlfriend was like, "Oh, I'm his girlfriend." And she said, "Hunter doesn't have a girlfriend." Nice. And then
No
she
good.
said, "Yeah, he does. You're talking to her." And the girl said, "Well, if he has one, he sure isn't acting like it." And then hung up on her, which was
Oh my
awesome. And then
dang.
4 hours later, her phone rang, and it was, "Hey, do you know a Hunter Duncan? We have him in Somerset Hospital, and you need to come pick him up." And so, yeah, evidently, I'm not a dirt. I will say the one saving grace of that is that I'm not a dirtbag because, ironically, I didn't meet anybody else in New York named Hunter, but ironically, the guy who was hosting the tailgate we were at, his name was Hunter, and so my phone had fallen out, and this girl found it and then answered it, and so she thought that the girl I was dating was talking about that other Hunter, and she was like, "Oh, he's
Right.
single. He's not." And so, anyway,
Yeah.
but
So
still a
I
dirtbag.
mean, so the saving grace, the silver lining spin that you press to your girlfriend is, look, I wasn't on the cheat. I was in a hospital trying to break into some suburban home's family or
Right.
family home. I wasn't
Yeah.
trying to, yeah.
She
I wasn't
was
I wasn't cheating on you. I was a menace to society.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was.
baby.
Yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, viewers, listeners, if you are like, "Oh, I feel bad for her," don't. That's she was one of the worst people I've ever met in my life. But you know
Yeah.
what? That's for another podcast where I can go into
Yeah.
all that. But yeah,
Damn. Yeah, yeah, you've got great stories. We gotta obviously tease those out. We could do the hurricane. I would love to rehear the hurricane
oh my
story, but that's
God,
also another one we could do for another episode.
yeah,
But I mean, but like, how long? So, just for the listener, like, Hunter's been doing stand-up comedies like as long as me, and he's just been, I would say, remarkably more successful and
no, come
talented.
on, no,
But
not at all.
what's it like these days? I mean, you're doing comedy still. Like, run through everybody. Like, a lot of people ask me all the time, "Are you still doing comedy?" And what's the experience like? So, since you're doing comedy, more comedy than the average person I know, what would you how is it? How are the audiences? How is the shows? How is it with all these new comics moving here? How do you feel about all of it?
Yeah, it's I would say I mean, we're still in the pandemic and stuff.
Yeah,
Any
people
shows that
forget.
we yeah, any shows that we do, they're socially distanced where the audience is kind of whatever groups they come into for whatever, they're all spread out 6 feet. But I will say that the audiences have been great. Anybody that's coming out to a show right now wants to be entertained and wants to pay attention and laugh and
Yeah,
listen. And so the audiences have been, I would say, better than they were before the pandemic in terms of like paying attention and stuff. I
yeah,
mean, the numbers are lower, but I mean, they are great. It's been it's been tough. There aren't many shows, and a lot of people that are very good comics are not going out right now
yeah.
because
Which is a
they,
respectable thing to do.
of course,
It's,
yeah, and that's
no
probably
one
what
has
we
their
all
own.
should be doing, to be honest, is not going
Well,
out. But it's something where some people with the Cherrywood show, we feel like we're doing it as safely as we can. It's outdoors, whatever. We change the mics between comics and stuff, but yeah, I mean, a ton of new comics are moving to Austin, which is, I mean, I like it. I'm not opposed to it. It's
yeah, me too.
definitely weird. It's like it feels like because I feel like you and I know everybody in
Sure.
Austin's scene, and now there's a whole bunch of new people, and they're
Yeah,
very good. But it's like when you go from middle school to high school, and then
absolutely.
your first day of high school, and it's like, yeah, two middle schools merged in. So
Yeah,
suddenly it's like, oh wow, there are all these other cool people that I mean, and I was not cool, but I mean, all these other cool people that it's like you now have to get to know them, and you're like,
yeah,
oh, and so and then they don't really know who's good because a lot of the good people aren't going out right now. So,
yep, yeah,
but I don't know.
yeah. I mean, everybody, like, if there's comics who are listening who are like, I got to get back out there, or some that are like, I'm really, really afraid to get back out there. I don't think there's a real wrong answer here. I think it's like, what is your
Right.
personal line? Like, I've been hanging out at Cherrywood. I did like an 8 minute set at like a wine bar a few weeks ago, but like, closer to Easter, I haven't seen my family in months, and we're kind of going to combine Easter and both my parents' birthdays happen to be around the same time. So they're going to drive down and have like Easter lunch at my house. So it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
the week or so ramping up close to Easter, I'm just not going to be anywhere. I'm not going to go anywhere out of like concern for them. And so everybody has like their own personal line. It's like
Yeah.
just, but just, yeah, I don't know. If you're worried about, comics are worried about like things changing negatively, it's like, no.
I mean,
Funny
change.
people moving here is a good thing.
Well, yeah, and that's the whole thing that I think just, change in general. People like, oh, people moving to Austin, everybody hates that. I'm like, dude, we all moved to Austin at some point. I've been here
Yeah.
probably longer, or I grew up here, and so I
Yeah.
have been here. I feel like longer than most, and I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
everybody move here. Who cares? Like, who am I to
Cares.
say? I mean, if anybody that doesn't like more people coming, it's always because they're typically, if you really are honest with yourself, you're nervous about added competition. And it's like, oh, for
Absolutely.
your jobs and
Yep.
things are, they're going to be buying up the houses because they maybe have more money and I don't want
Yep.
to, I want to have whatever I have and not, and, yes, things are going to expend, but it's just like, all right, it's going to make you step up your game and you just have to step up your game and not, you can't be lazy.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think sitting out right now doesn't mean you're lazy, but
Not at all.
I think um, you have to welcome new changes. Otherwise,
Sure. Yeah.
you're never gonna progress.
Yeah. Sitting out is fine. It's just, but you can't just wallow that things aren't going to be this exact same. Because, like, I think the last time, and I think that like the last time that all of really Austin comedy was together was, I think, March 11th or 9th, whichever the Spike Club, like for
Yeah,
the audience. And the Velveeta Room's like a local club in town, and we do a roast battle show, and it's kind of like a town hall meeting for Austin comedy. It's where like because everybody's doing shows every night, everyone's doing open mics, everyone's doing podcasts and other things before the pandemic. You would go to shows and you run into everybody, but not everybody was ever in the same room except for
hmm
that show because before the roast battle itself, we would have the host would do like an address to Austin comedy and roast everyone in Austin comedy as a scene. And so it's like when those shows, and they rarely happen, every a few months or so they happen. So everyone has to go. It's like it's like a family reunion.
yeah,
And it's strange that the last reunion we had, the last Spike Club, was you and Pat Soroyce. That was like, was it you and Pat Soroyce?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That was the last night before things locked down, and it's like
yeah,
I couldn't think of a better way to like end that chapter of our lives and get ready for the next one.
yeah. Well,
I'm looking
hopefully
at
it's
it positively now.
yeah, good for you. Hey, what a spin! Look at this. Sam. Normally, before it was. This is going to be the happy podcast now. I was afraid this would be some of your like, oh, it's all the world is ending type of stuff, and now I'm
Sure.
that guy, and you're the happy
Yeah,
one. Look at
dude,
that.
I've flipped it on everybody this year. I was always I still am a nihilist who doesn't believe in anything,
There you
but
go. Here we go. Let's get it back. Yeah.
But no, I definitely pissed off this chick like 2 days, 2 days, 2 weeks ago. I went on like just like a FaceTime date with this girl, and we
Oh.
like it was only like 20 minutes. She's like, first of all, she's like, I don't want to meet you in person just yet. I feel like you got to be worth my time before we meet up in person.
Woo!
Okay,
Sounds
fine, I
great.
guess, whatever. I was like, you could have cloaked it in the guise of like being like, I'm nervous about the virus. You didn't have to say that I
Right.
wasn't worth your time. Jesus Christ, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm never gonna see her again. But what was awesome was like, I just love a first date that goes so badly that it's like, oh, good, I'll never have to think of an excuse to end this. Like this date is the reason to end this, you know? And like
What was the conversation like? I mean, I can't imagine talking to somebody after she says something like that. So wait, going on a date? I mean,
well,
did she say anything?
I love negative people, but she was going on and on about, I mean, yeah, every what yeah,
What? What? Come
whatever.
on, give me a taste, huh?
For
What was
every
she
club
going
there's
on?
for every club there's a spade, Hunter. But you know, like,
Yeah, yeah.
so you know, but like, I just at one point she's complaining about how everything in the world and on a grand scale, not just her personal life, is awful. She's like, she turns to me and she goes, you know, this is like the worst time to ever live in human history. And I was like, what? No, like. First of all, we have like AirPods. That's pretty sick, you
Yeah,
know.
that is
Like,
pretty sick.
and that line did not go very well. She was looking for someone to be like, "Yeah, babe, that's an actual like nuanced, wild like that's just
How how hot was she? Like, I can't understand. Like, I feel like you have to be super hot to become that level of dumb and kind of bitchy. Where she's like, I have to see if you're worth my time, and it's like this is the
oh yeah,
worst thing that's ever had. It's like you have to be a fucking 11 to have made it this far in life and think that's okay, right? I mean,
sure,
was she
yeah,
hot?
she was hot, but
Yeah, that's why you
yeah,
gave her the chance. She was like, "I'd see if you're worth
yeah,
my
yeah.
time." You're like,
Hey,
"This fucking all
you
right,
know,
all right. You know what?
I'm
Sure.
not
These
Hunter.
pictures are making it. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But and that first FaceTime date, what's so awesome about a FaceTime date is that like in a real life date, you know, there's like exterior stimulus. There's like a
right.
waiter who like, you know, is really, really like fucking like fucked up, like a drunk waiter, and you guys can go, wow, our waiter's really drunk, or like, you know,
Where?
there's like a
Yeah,
dog at
drunk
the
waiter.
table next to you, and you can go, oh, look at that dog at the table over there. Like you guys can like bond over things that are outside of this first awkward encounter, you
Right.
know? But on a FaceTime date, there's nothing. And there's
Nothing.
no music playing in the bar that you're meeting at. There's no traffic happening outside. So when no one is talking, it's echoing silence. And
Oh
like,
yeah, definitely. The silence is deafening. Yeah.
oh yeah. And so what's awesome is on a FaceTime date, if it's just going sour, you just gotta go, hey, I don't really, you know, and just I gotta go. Like, and that's kind of what I did. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, you know, this is not really great, so I'm gonna
Wow.
tip on.
God.
I think I literally said that this is not really great. I'm gonna tip on out, and she goes, tip on out, and I was like, yeah, and then
Oh
that
my
was,
dude. That I mean, good for. I wish I had the balls to be as honest as you about that. I've never been able to be honest with people I didn't want to hang out with. Like
oh really?
I would always just lie. I'd be like, hey, like if I was trying to get off the call, I'd be like, oh, hey, my brother was just in a car accident and I need to go give a kidney real quick. I don't have a brother, but it
Yeah,
was,
they don't know
I
that.
couldn't just, I actually, and you know what? I feel like if somebody were to be that brutally honest with me, like, yeah, you know what? I don't think I see this going anywhere. I think, yeah, I think I'd kill myself. I don't know if I can
um,
handle. I don't know. Maybe that's
I,
just
I think it's because I went on a first date that was so terrible. About 3 or so years ago, we went to just like, you know, like the Buzzmill Bar in
hmm
Riverside, and Mike Wiebe, our great friend, is just like well, yeah, I don't think he works there anymore. I don't give a shit. He was just hooking me up with free drinks, you know,
yeah.
and you know, he's just tip on free. It was a good time. But what was bad was my brother had given me a book about Jon Stewart and like The Daily Show. So I did. She was running late, so I just ran. She's like, "I'm gonna be like 20 minutes late because of traffic." Fine, whatever. So I get there early, so I'm just like thumbing through this gift book, you know, just kind
A
of like,
gift book.
yeah, he gave me the book as a gift. I didn't really want the book, so I was just
Oh,
going through
oh.
it. And eventually she gets there and she's like, "Oh, you're a reader or whatever." And I was like, "Yeah, it was a gift or whatever." And I just set the book aside to talk. And she goes, "Jon Stewart, he's no Trevor Noah." And I was like, "Oh, this is not going to be a good date."
Oh my
But,
God.
And I was like, okay, this is not going to be good. And eventually, at some point, and because the Daily Show is like a politics show, she decides to take the conversation into politics, and
Oh,
she had
good.
like really terrible politics. And
Yeah.
she goes, "Are you just one of those contrarians?" And I was like, "No. Sometimes people can just disagree with you."
Yeah.
And I said that to her face, and then she goes, I don't think there's enough short term or long term chemistry to keep this going. And I I started laughing and just I like chugged my drink and I was like, I think you're absolutely right. And we just like kind of just stood up, closed our tabs, which was awkward because we had to both walk to the bar together and close
Oh
our
my
tabs
God.
and then leave. And after that date, I feel like that is you don't need a get out of jail free card. You don't
Yeah.
need an excuse. Just tell someone to their face. I don't think there's a short term or long term chemistry to keep this going. And like, there's nothing they could really say to that. And I couldn't say
Yeah.
anything. I just you have to agree if someone tells you that, and you just get out of there.
Yeah. No, I mean, good. I'm envious. I wish. Yeah, that's wow. And then it's like, hey, we finally agree on something, that
Yeah,
we both
right.
don't like each other.
It was bad, dude. It was really bad. Yeah, she's like, yeah, I do social media marketing for which already rough start, and she goes,
Yeah.
I do social media marketing for an artisanal motorcycle accessory company,
Goddamn Austin
and I was like,
bullshit, mother.
I know. And I was like, what? So what is a motorcycle accessory? And she's like, well, those cute saddlebags on the motorcycle, or like the
The
gloves, or
bell, you have a
those like, those
what?
vintage goggles that people wear. And it's like, you mean goggles? And then
Yeah. Oh my
she
God.
yeah, and it's like,
Yeah. Yeah, the worst. I went on like I only went on one dating app date, and I didn't go on another one for like a year and a half because it went bad. Like literally, I was so naive. I was like, yeah, you want to get dinner, and now
Sure.
I've learned you don't get dinner. You get like a
No,
drink or coffee so that you can bail. And she's
way
like,
too much
yeah,
of an investment of time, much less
yeah,
money.
in case, yeah, especially in case it's going bad. And so I
Totally.
we get to the place, and she sits down. She's like 20 minutes late. She
Now,
gets
no.
there, yeah, and then she sits down, and then she's like, "Hey, sorry, I'm late." I swear to God, she was like, "Sorry, I'm late. The traffic was really bad. Those Mexicans just aren't built aren't are so slow with their construction." And I was like, "What?" And she goes, "Yeah, we can't build that wall fast enough." And I was like, Jesus, what is
Right.
going on? I was like, right out of the gate. What are you? I mean, to just lob that out, I was like, oh my God. And so literally I just go, okay, I'm not gonna, and I already had a drink. And then I was like, I'm not hungry. So I don't think, and I just remembered I have to go. And literally, I said, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, and then maybe we can just wrap this up. I go to the bathroom, I come back, and she had ordered a pizza, and so I was like, "Are you what?" And so I had to sit there, and I told you about the misophonia, where it's like people that smack and talk. She
Yeah.
was, I mean, it was like she was trying to keep her tongue out and show me the pizza the entire time, and just while she was saying all this insane stuff, and I thought I was being like pranked. It was so
Yeah.
bad, and yeah, and I was like, all right, I'm done with this forever. I'm just gonna edge myself alone in my bedroom, like Sammy over there, and just
That's right.
live that life. But yeah,
God damn. That
yeah,
is that is a wild statement to go out there. Sorry
just
about all this. The traffic. Oh my
yeah.
God.
I mean, it's not even like related. And she was just like, you know what? I can find a way to slide some racism into pretty much.
Right.
I mean, your opening sentence, my God.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, that's her foot in the door is
so
I
I
mean, God.
married her, and yeah,
Oh, damn. I feel like that's a pretty good place to leave off, man. I think we're just a
yeah.
little over time, but it's all good. It took, do you want to keep going? I think we're good.
No, I mean, this is like the breakup where it's just like, you know what? Do you? I mean, we can stop. Do you want to keep going? I mean, we could. No, perfect. Let's end it there. And yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll have you on again probably soon because I don't have I feel like you're available. A lot of times I try to schedule people on the pod and Hunter's available, so I can always.
I am free, baby. Yeah.
Free as a bird, man. All right,
Thanks
dude.
for having me.
Well, thank you guys for checking out the show again. This is the first guest episode. We're gonna, keep doing these with other people, but Hunter's gonna be around a lot. Check out again on YouTube. Hunter Duncan Stand-Up Comedy, Comedy Central Presents, or whatever it is, the stand-up sets. Check out Fuck This House on YouTube. Which you want to just plug your social media real fast?
Hunter Duncan Comedy on Instagram. That's all. That's all that matters.
Cool. Yep. Look me up as Sam Enes and Nelson Castillo on TikTok now.
Ooh,
I'm on there. I'm really, and if there isn't just a pure app, you look at other social media and it's how can I commodify suffering and victimhood for likes? TikTok is how do I just jump on a dance that everybody else is doing, and I'm doing neither of those things. It's fantastic. I'm just trying to work out voice acting. It's fun.
Nice. The dark void of Sam's TikTok. I can't wait.
That's right. Well, keep. If you haven't subscribed, or what I guess I should have said this early on. If you like the show or whatever, subscribe to it on iTunes or whatever you're listening to this on, and give us a review. Hopefully, it's a 4 or 5 star one.
Yeah,
but
if it's not a good review, keep it to yourself. Yeah,
yeah. And
we're not emotionally stable enough to handle negative.
And call in, or I got to get the number for it, but email shit to LDF comedypodcast@gmail.com. All right, love y'all.